Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Welcome you to another edition of Tots and Teens in Focus. Today, I have a very special guest, someone who was helping me along all the time to get all the Brooklyn celebrities to be on my show. And now she make her grand entrance. She is no other but Sharon Devonish, and she is from Brookdale Hospital. Sharon will give you the whole of her bio information about who she is, where she is, and what she's doing. Sharon has many hats that she's wearing. So Sharon Devonish, I welcome you to Tots and Teens in Focus. I know you're not a tot or a teen, but you're just right for the occasion. Welcome once again to Tots and Teens in Focus.
Thank you so much, Ms. Trim. I appreciate the opportunity and, just really love being on your platform and helping you get other support staff and clinical staff from the One Brooklyn Health, Brookdale Interfaith and Kingsbrook staff to come and give you some great information on healthcare in Central and East Brooklyn. And as you mentioned, my name is Sharon Devonish Leid. I am the Vice President for External Affairs at Brookdale Hospital. I'm also the Public Information Officer for the One Brooklyn Health System that covers the hospitals of Interfaith, Brookdale, and Kingsbrook Jewish Medical Center. And we're a system now. And I'm not sure if many people know that, but back in 2021, we have gone under the one umbrella of the One Brooklyn Health System, which means we are actually three hospitals in one, which I look at it as, you're getting 3 times the best healthcare services when we're all three together.
Okay, Sharon, thank you so much for that information. And all those wonderful things that we were getting on Brickard Media came through your support and your encouragement from the staff of Brookdale. I know that this month is Heart Month, and they have a lot of activities that is planned for the heart disease or heart of love, or seeing that it's Valentine, we say heart of love. You could tell me more about what programs you have for this month at Brookdale Hospital in Brooklyn, New York.
So thank you so much, Ms. Trim. Yes, this month, February, is Heart Awareness Month. Last week, Friday, actually was Go Red. So we were encouraging a lot of individuals, a lot of people to wear their red in support of Heart Awareness Month. Statistics show that, unfortunately, African-American women have suffered from heart disease more frequently than any other gender. And the unfortunate part is that women really hold their stress on their shoulders, and and we actually hide it a lot more. So the unfortunate part about it is that women deal with stroke and heart attacks different from men. Usually, and please, I am not a clinician, so please do not think that I'm a clinician. I'm not acting like one at all. However, I've been sitting through a lot of presentations with my cardiologist. And one of the things that they have indicated that women actually, when they're getting a stroke, sometimes we don't even know. We may feel fatigue. We may feel, maybe a headache. We don't get the, harsh pain in our chests as men would. And so that's why it's really called the silent killer for us. So we want to make sure that everybody takes advantage of going to your primary care doctor, making sure you get your checkup. If you don't feel well, do not feel scared or anything to go to see your doctor, or even if you have to go to urgent care or the emergency room. This is something where we cannot take for granted. I know we're in the middle of the pandemic, where actually the surge has actually went down from its peak. So we are encouraging everybody to make sure that you take care of yourself and you go and get your annual checkups. You go and get your blood work taken. You go and make sure, some people actually don't even know that there's stress tests being done to see how your heart is. So these are things that what we at the One Brooklyn Health System actually can do. So we have a host of primary care doctors at our ambulatory care sites, which is across the East Brooklyn and Central Brooklyn area. That's under the Kingsbrook, Brookdale, and Interfaith hospitals. So if you don't have a primary care doctor, feel free to reach out to the One Brooklyn Health and you will be able to contact one of the hospitals for us to see whichever area that you're in, that you'll be able to contact one of the hospitals and connect with an ambulatory care site. You can also call our telephone number, which is 718-240-5000, and ask to be transferred to the ambulatory care site. And they will be glad to send you over there. But it's so important that we as just African Americans and just people period, but really African Americans and women particularly, that we take control of our health and we eat healthy. We have to eat healthy in order for us to avoid these type of pitfalls. We are very big on preventive services, Ms. Trim. We just did the other day, we did a nutritional workshop, virtual, with our bariatric program. And when people hear about bariatric, all they hear about is surgery, and that's it. And it's more to it. And the reason why I love talking about our bariatric program is because they take you from the initial step point of working with you on a healthy diet, and they show you how to eat healthy. And when people think eating healthy, they think that it's nasty, that it's, it's dry food, it's this, it's that. And it really isn't. I mean, we did this chickpea salad the other day and it tastes amazing and it was all healthy. So our bariatric doctor, Dr. Hufford, he is extremely hands-on with patients who is obese, and he walks them through step by step. It is a step-by-step process. And, like I said, it's with the nutrition, it's the mindset, it's the mental, it's everything that he walks his patients through. So we really want to encourage individuals that if you are having a challenge with your weight, that you can definitely reach out to the Brookdale Obesity Program, bariatric program. Again, you can call our central number, which is 718-240-5000.
That is a lot of information to take in. And I know that, Sharon, you'll be having several programs for this month because it's of February month and it's because of heart disease. Can you tell us if you have any more program coming on that persons out there who may be not knowing of what's going on and how they can get help, that this will be one place that they could make a visit and see what can be done for their health issues.
Absolutely. So we are doing a lot of our presentations virtually, and we're actually putting it on our social media platform, on our Facebook. So if you are not on Facebook, please follow us on One Brooklyn Health Brookdale, and you will be able to see the different presentations that what we are hosting. So for instance, we do have our heart awareness presentation, which will be posted and it will be going up next week with our cardiologist and with our cardiology nurse. We will be, and that will be talking about preventive services and intervention services that which you can be utilized, that which you can take advantage of. This is Black History Month also. So because it's Black History Month, there are a lot of clinical issues that faces the Black community. For instance, we had one last week that was talking about with our emergency room vice chair, Dr. Alexander. He was talking about the pandemic in Blacks and why the vaccine is, why is the Black community so skeptical in taking the vaccine? So he really broke it down step by step in terms of why this is something that is not only saving your life, but it's saving your community's life. We had another one that we're actually doing one that's going to be talking about mental health in the Black community. This is extremely important. Ms. Trim, I know you had a therapist that came on a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about mental health in the community. And, we can't talk about this enough. This is something where our community feels that, getting help or getting a therapist or thinking that there is a mental issue, it's taboo. We can't talk about it. And that's not the case. It is 25% of African Americans report that they need assistance with mental health, where with the Caucasian community, 40% feels that they need the help. So you're looking at in terms of that, that thought process and that mindset of our community saying that, what we need some assistance. I have a therapist. There's a lot that's going on, especially with the pandemic. There's a lot going on. So we are posting on our social media platforms all of our workshops that what we are hosting on. If you are looking to have a presentation from our clinical staff, please, by all means, send me an email to communityaffairs@bhmcny.org. Again, it's communityaffairs@bhmcny.org. And we will be glad to set up a workshop with our clinical staff. And once again, 53 hospitals. So we have triple the amount of clinical staff that is experts in any type of clinician or any type of industry when it's dealing with the medical field, for us to have you talk about the expertise and just also really just giving you helpful suggestions and hints. And so I hope that helps in giving you a broader spectrum in terms of, the workshops that what we're doing. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we can't do anything face to face, but we're utilizing the virtual platform and putting it on social media.
Sharon, I'm glad you talk about mental illness, because if you remember on last week on Extra, the host of Extra killed herself. They found her dead in Manhattan, and her colleagues were saying she's a very strong person. She's doing this, she's doing that, and everything that she's doing, but then not everybody that you see strong is really strong. How can this happen if someone is so vibrant, going and doing everything? They're not showing no signs of mental illness, because we feel that mental illness is when you're talking out of your mind and you're going on with things. But then there is a mental illness that was silent. That's a silent killer. And it happened to a lot of young people. They just go, they don't extol themselves or anything, but they go and kill themselves. So that part of mental illness, is that what worries you more, because they are silent?
Absolutely. We get so many, our mental health crisis mobile unit is in the Central Brooklyn and East Brooklyn areas. And it's an unfortunate that, we have to have one, but, when you see our crisis mobile unit out there, they're looking for individuals that are visually seen that they have a mental illness, which means like what you were talking about, that they're talking to themselves, or maybe they're homeless and, they're looking to see if there's any type of anything that they can, provide any assistance with in terms of that. Or maybe we get a phone call from a shelter or someone saying that, we have a crisis care, something to that extent. But, somebody like you and me, or, or anyone that, you would not think that there is a mental problem or mental issue. All of us have stress. And what we have to do as people is accept the fact that we do have stress. And with the One Brooklyn Health System, with our psychiatric department, with our mental health department, we have psychiatrists and therapists that we work with. One specifically that we actually deal with our healthcare workers. So we provide these type of tools in terms of, like self-care, having a conversation, open up dialogue. Like there's things that what our therapist does to help individuals, professionals, that, have a dialogue, talk. We don't talk. We don't share any type of traumatic information or traumatic news that we got. We just hold everything in. And as human beings, our bodies aren't built for that. So I'm glad that we have a very robust mental health departments in not only Interfaith, but at Brookdale as well, where, they have our therapists and our psychiatrists have their hands on the pulse with this. So we have, like, we'll get phone calls from schools asking for if we can have someone come in and talk with the students and, and really just, find out exactly what's going on with with our young people, because our young people are going through a lot. They're going through so much. So with us coming into the schools and talking with students, talking with parents, we're bringing down that anxiety. We're identifying different signs of depression, of anything that would lead to mental health growing larger and larger. So, we just really have to understand ourselves and understand the society that we're living in, that mental health is knocking at the door. And if you don't want to accept the fact that you probably need to speak with someone, and again, you're not crazy. Like I said, I have a therapist. We're going through a lot. No one expected this pandemic, what we're in. So this alone, people need to, really talk. The vaccines, people are extremely fearful about getting the vaccine, or they have questions about it, which is bringing up their anxiety, which leads to other illnesses. So this is something where we encourage people to talk, get a therapist or talk to a family member, let it out, because if you keep it in, you're building it up more and more and more. And again, we have again, you call our hotline, our operators, and you ask to speak to our mental health department, we'll have a therapist there that will be able to guide you in the right direction in terms of if you need any type of assistance with that.
I'm glad you talk about the not mental health, anxiety, because I was speaking to a friend this morning and she was saying about this anxiety. She troubled with this anxiety. And I was wondering what anxiety she's talking about, but then when I realized that one time that I had pneumonia and like I couldn't breathe and I was getting, this anxietiness because like I feel that I would have died with this breathing because you're jumping out of jumping up. And it was really something to feel very uncomfortable. And I wanted to know if you have people out there who's going through that similar, but they're not strong enough to say something, or strong enough to pray about it, or strong enough to see a doctor because they may think it's okay, but it's not okay.
I always tell people, if you feel any type of way, you should contact your doctor. And at the end of the day, your doctor is your therapist also. So you should definitely have a primary care doctor that you have a great relationship with, that you can reach out and speak with them. Nothing wrong with going to an urgent care and speaking with the doctor. But if you have your primary care doctor who knows your medical history, that is the most important thing that you can do to help build up and help keep you healthy and know about if anything else is happening with you. So anxiety, depression, those are silent killers that a lot of people, really don't know that they suffer from. But having a primary care doctor, and you go to your regular visits, your annual visits, or if there's anything that's wrong with you, they will, and they're having conversations with you, they will be able to pick up these things.
But sometimes people might be afraid to say anything because, you turn and say, oh, she cookie, because they will show signs, she's cookie around here, and people will be afraid to come out and say anything that the way they're feeling, the hurt they're going through, people going through a lot of stress. And sometimes people don't understand, even in the work system, what that person is going through, and the situation gets worse and worse.
There are so many programs that individuals can take advantage of, that you have professional clinicians, professional therapists that will not look at you like that. They're here to help. They're not here to judge. They're here to help. Now, I'll be honest with you. If you go and tell your friend something and and your friend says that, then yes, that's going to make you feel a certain way. So, if you are going to talk to a friend, make sure that friend is on the up and up and they're not going to judge you. But I always say that you should definitely reach out to a clinician, reach out to your primary care, because they're not going to judge you. They're going to look to see how is it that they can help you the right way. And if you keep feeling that way, that, someone's going to think of you in a different way, you'll never get help. And that's the problem. We always think what other people are thinking, and we won't get the help. So this is something where we encourage people that if you are feeling any type of way, this is an opportunity for you to reach out and, speak with your primary care doctor. Like I said, we have a host of primary care doctors through the One Brooklyn Health System. And, they will be able to guide you and let you know that, okay, you know what, we do have someone that we can have you speak with, and they'll do a referral. But if we don't go that route, you're always going to continue having this cycle going on, and you won't get the help that you need.
I'm wondering, would it be better if they have this mental health subject as a subject in school, so the young ones that will coming up, they will understand what's going on, so they wouldn't be afraid, or they wouldn't come out to talk, or they wouldn't judge other students if they see that they're happening like that? If a subject like that could be implemented in schools where the mental health story can be told, because a lot of children might be having that problem, but because they're small, your parents will say, oh, she disgusting, but they are going through some type of trauma.
No, and you're totally right with that. And schools definitely have the nurses on staff. So, when they identify something with children, or if there's something that occurred that happened to the whole community of the school, they bring therapists in, they bring counselors in for the kids to actually speak to the counselors and see exactly, how is this traumatic issue affecting them. And it may bring out more things that's probably happening in the household, or maybe, they may pull up that, a kid is being bullied or something to that extent. But what we do, and I'll be honest with you, on a personal note, what I do with my children is I always speak to my kids, and I tell them, I said, if you're feeling uncomfortable with anything, you need to either let me know. You have your 2 uncles, you have your dad, you have your brothers, you have your grandparents. This is something where it's unfortunate our younger generation are suffering from mental health more than what we did when we were younger. And so we really need to take a grip on it as parents, and just as a community, an older community, just to really, see how we can extend the hand to them. That's why what we do here at One Brooklyn Health is, we reach out to our young people. We go to these meetings and we talk with them and let them know that we're here as a support, and not here to judge you, and not here to, to bring you down, but we're here to bring you more in a better light so you can be successful in life. So, the schools are working the best way what they can in terms of bringing counselors in and therapists, but it also is something where, it's a family thing also. Families need to really sit down and talk with their family. I did that all the time with my mom and dad when I was younger, and I'm doing this with my kids. So I can tell when something is wrong with my kids. So it's something where we as a community work with our young people to help them uplift themselves.
I think it should be something, education package in schools, so people who want to take that class, to know more and to help others. Because if the nurse or the psychiatrist come into the school and 1 child come out, or 2 child come out, 3 child come out, it's a cookie thing. They will start saying, how children are. But if they make it a platform, a subject in school that they can take, I think that there will be less problem of mental health, because they will understand. Because yes, the nurses or the doctor will look at them, but yet still within them, they are still fearful. Likewise, the other children will be fearful of them too. So if they make it a subject and teaching what is mental health, I think the situation that is going on will be able to calm it down, because it becomes a subject and every child will understand what is mental health. I don't know. I'm just making a suggestion.
That might be a great new show for you, Miss Trim, with the new chancellor. Just bring that idea up and get the new chancellor for the school. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But I also wanted to bring up, I'm sorry?
No, so you cannot beat them. You got to join them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You can't.
I also
Right.
I also wanted to bring up, the vaccines. And, a lot of our community is not taking the vaccine, for whatever reason, and it's your preference. What I do want to let individuals know is that those who are looking to still get the vaccine, the booster, get your children vaccinated, the One Brooklyn Health System is doing vaccines every day. We're doing the vaccines for children, and we're doing boosters. So I want you to, take advantage of that. Please go to our website, or you can go to our social media page, our Facebook page, and you can, look up for either Kingsbrook, Interfaith, or Brookdale. I can definitely tell you Brookdale, we do every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're doing it for the children. But this is an opportunity that we want to give everybody, that if you want to get your vaccination, you could definitely do it through the One Brooklyn Health System.
Okay. You're not the cardiologist. You're not the psychiatrist. You're not many things, but you have so much knowledge of what goes on in the hospital. I must thank you so much for being on and giving us the opportunity to know more of Brookdale and more of you. And Patricia Trim is now going to stop calling you to get me all the information I need to be about medical from the hospital, 3-in-1 hospital. So once again, Sharon, thank you very much for being on. And this is Sharon Devonish from Brookdale Hospital. The 3-in-1, I call it 3-in-1, but she said it's one
Brooklyn Health. One Brooklyn Health.
One Brooklyn Health. Come on, Patricia, you got to get that. One Brooklyn Health Hospital. And you will get all the information that you need. I will be having a cardiologist, right?
Yes.
A cardiologist will come on, and we have some mental person will come on to talk about mental health. And I'm still going to ring it. Let us get that mental health in school so we can have an education of children, because I only know when I was small, you see somebody behaving out, he's crazy, run when you see him. And we need to get an education so people will not feel that way or behave that way.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. You want to give any more message you want to give before you?
No, I gave all the information. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Bye.
Bye.